If you are in the dating phase and you are meeting new guys, you want to find your perfect soulmate, watch this video because I have 3 things for you which will 100% help you. Hi guys, and welcome back. So today I want to talk about something. I just made a reel about that. Like, as we are talking, I have uploaded the reel, and I feel like many a times on Instagram or reels I'm not able to sort of break everything down the way I want to do it for you guys, which is why I also have this YouTube channel, so I can go in depth and talk about things I want to talk about. This is the reel. If you guys have not seen, go check it out. But here are 3 reasons or 3 things which are making you stay or remain single. Let's just get into it. So the first one is actually if you are still in touch or talking with your ex-partner. It could be your girlfriend, it could be your boyfriend, whoever. If you're still in touch with your ex, it is not a good sign to the universe. It means that you are still stuck on to some aspect or some part of the relationship, and you are just not able to let that go. And here's the thing, only if you let the first thing go completely will you get the next thing that is in store for you. So this is one thing I tell every single person who comes to me, which is if you were in a bad relationship or like a really good one, and for some reason it ended, maybe it's not your fault, maybe it's not that other person's fault as well, maybe you are great people, you were good together, but for some reason you guys had to break up. If you had to break up, you have broken up, and there is no point going back to that person. Be it, you might think like, okay, I just want to have like a support system, or I will get closure if I keep him or her as my friend. It does not work like that. If that chapter is over, you have to close the book, because if you do not close the first book, you are not going to open your second book. Tell me this, when you are reading a book, do you if you have left a book midway, okay, are you going to keep that book open and then open a different book? You're not going to do that, because till this book is open, your some attention is there. Even if it is 0.5%, you are giving some attention to the open book. So this book has to be closed and be put away, for you to actually open a new book and give it your 100%. I hope I'm making sense. So if you are still, even if it is just like on friendly terms, do not stay in touch with your ex. Just cut them out. It might be difficult, especially in long relationships, or if you have been with that person since childhood. It's really difficult, I do acknowledge, but trust me, there is no other way. You have to cut communication with them completely. Let me know if this is something you want more content around, and I'll be happy to make, because this is something I strongly feel, and I have like really strong opinions. People can think like maybe I'm being leftist, but yeah, it is what it is. Point number 2 is building walls. And what I mean by that is, many a times when you have been in a relationship previously and then you are getting into a new relationship, because of certain things that happened in the past relationship, the way you thought of yourself, maybe people must have given you advice about how to be in a relationship, you now want to get or manifest a relationship wherein you are a formative person, where you can clearly put forward your point, and your personality, and you don't want to compromise, probably because in the previous relationship you might have ended up being the one to compromise more. Now what happens is, when you come from this place and you want to get into a new relationship, oftentimes I have seen men and women both, but I want to talk mostly about women. So if you are coming from a relationship like that, you might end up coming across as a really strong, and that is fine. You can come across as a strong individual, but what is not okay is you coming across as a rude person. Okay, and that is what happens if that's not your personality, but you're trying to make that your personality. I hope that makes sense. You will then end up being rude, straight up rude to the person. Okay, so whenever you are approaching a new relationship, understand that it has to start from you have to have a blank slate when you start. You cannot carry your past relationship baggage, trauma, whatever, and then get into a new relationship and expect that this new relationship should not be like your past relationship. Because if you're going to carry those same thought patterns, the same beliefs that you had in the earlier relationship, this relationship will also be just like your earlier relationship, and we don't want that, right? Having said that, it is important that you learn lessons, but never change your personality. And this is what I tell all my clients, all my students, everyone: if you are a person who has certain traits, okay? They are your traits. You don't have to change them. So a person who is shy can also be confident. A person who is loud and an extrovert, even that person can be confident. So you don't have to change your core personality in order to have attributes like confidence, self-love. No, you can just have your original personality, because that is what makes you you, right? So you never want to let go of that. Do not build walls and then go in, and then plan to get into a new relationship, because you are going to have the same relationship like your earlier one. And number three, which I think a lot of people do that mistake, especially when you just want to get into a relationship. The third thing is where you are overthinking every small thing in the relationship, and where you end up being the one who is over giving or over delivering in the relationship. And this is something I want to specifically talk to women about, right? If you are someone who wants to get into a relationship, you are like, what, this is my age, I want to get into a relationship right now, I want to enjoy like my 20s or 30s with my partner, I want to get into a relationship by hook or by crook. What happens is you meet a guy, you're like, okay, he's a nice guy, decent guy, we're vibing, and then you start overdoing in the relationship. Like every plan, you initiate every plan, you are the ones gifting him things, you are the one who is constantly giving him attention, you are the one who's always calling him. So you are doing a lot for the other person to make your relationship go forward, because you are the one who really wants the relationship like desperately. And not to say that the person might not be the right fit for you, or the person might not actually want to date you. What happens is when you end up overdoing in the relationship, that's not a feminine trait to be taking so many actions. And again, this is something I will talk about in a different video. But you have to let the guy take charge in certain situations as well, not because he's a guy, because it has to be 50-50 in terms of effort always, at least in the beginning. See, eventually when the relationship progresses, you guys know each other better, then yes, it's gonna be like, what people say, you must have seen on the reels and everything, like some days, like with husband and wife, some days like I'm giving 80, some day he is giving 20, some, it's different, like, because it like you have like your full life, it's completely uncertain. Some days will be great, some years will be great, some years will be bad. So of course you have to be supportive of your partner, but that comes later, once you guys have established ki, okay, we have a thing, we are getting together, we are dating, or we are marrying. After marriage, the rules are slightly different, okay? Dating rules are different after marriage, but here we are talking about the first time, and not the first time, the initial phase of dating, when you're just getting to know the other person, that's the stage we are talking about today. So you don't want to overdo. It has to be 50-50 in terms of most things, especially in terms of effort. It has to be 50-50. Okay. If you guys must have, I'm not sure if I've uploaded that video, because I got a lot of feedback, so I'm going to slightly edit the video. But the video is basically about why I don't believe in 50-50. I don't believe in splitting the bill, and we'll talk about that in a different video. But anyways, here I'm talking about effort. It has to be 50-50. If it has to be anything other than 50-50, let the guy take more initiative than you are. So it can be 60-40, but nothing, let's not make it like 70-30, where 70% effort one person is taking and 30% effort the other person is taking. Generally, these kind of relationships do not work out, okay, in my experience. But yeah, 50-50 is the perfect balance when it comes to taking efforts in terms of planning, gifting, meeting each other's friends, family. Just keep it same. Eventually, once things build up, once your relationship is more stronger, things can get different, right? But in the beginning, you do not want to overdo anything. And many a times, the best thing as a female, as a woman, to do in the relationship is to sort of just take a step back and see what he is doing. Because many times women tell me like, if I don't make a plan, he's not going to make a plan. If I don't call him, he'll not call me. And if that is the case, if he is not going to call you, if he is not going to make the plan, then so be it. You have to kind of move on from this person to another person. Because trust me, if someone wants to talk to you, they will take the effort, right? When I was in the initial dating phase with my boyfriend, and I'll tell you what, even he is the kind of person who does not do texting, who does not do calling. And I think everybody in his life will agree, his mom, his brother, his that, like everyone, my parents, me, all of us will agree, even his friends actually, that he is not the calling type, he's not the texting type, right? There are some guys who love calling, who love chatting, who love texting. This guy, like my boyfriend, is not that kind of person. But when we were dating, it used to not be where I am constantly calling him all the time, I'm getting updates about his life. So and when we started dating, he had just started like his business and stuff. I was not doing anything. It was, I think, a year after my, or 2 3 years after my college got over. So I was not doing much in life, he was working, so we had like very different uh, time schedules as to, you know, what we were doing, how our days were going by, and I was basically like free, okay, 99% of the times. But I was not the one to always text him first or to always call him first. It was almost like I was giving him the chance to sort of call me first or text me first, because when you are the one who's always texting first, always calling first, always initiating everything, you are not giving him the chance to do that. Maybe he wants to do it, but you know, he's genuinely busy or stuff, so he is not able to do that. He wants to do it, but you don't give him the chance to. And then baad mein, you know, the narrative kind of changes, like I'm the one doing everything. But why are you the one doing everything? You know what I'm saying? So do not overdo in the relationship effort wise in the beginning has to be 50-50. I hope I've made my point clear here. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. I'm soon going to be uploading a couple of more videos, and I feel they are going to be slightly controversial, but trust me guys, I come from a place where I genuinely do feel that men and women both are equal, but they are just different people. So if you are going to say the guy and the girl should do the exact same thing in the relationship for it to work, sadly it's not going to work. And you can see many examples of, you know, relationships like that, those not working out. Because you have to understand, when you are in a relationship, in a romantic relationship, husband and wife relationship, I'm not talking about a friendly relationship, right? When I'm talking about the love dynamics, right, there's always going to be two energies at play, feminine and masculine. And if there are two masculine energies, they cannot be together, or two feminine energies, they cannot be together. So I'm not going to, like, even forget like genders, men and women, even if there are two partners who are of the same sex, like two girls, two guys, two whoever's, so one person has to have more of the feminine energy and the other person has to have more of the masculine energy for them to kind of come together. And this is not me who is saying it. Ancient times say this is a thing, right? Even when we see the yin and yang, not yin and yang, yin and yang, the white one represents masculine energy and the black one represents feminine energy. And you see in the feminine there's a small bit of masculine, and the masculine there's a small bit of feminine. Feminine is black because, you know, the night time is associated with feminine, and the daytime, the white color, is like, you know, daytime. So daytime, the sun, it's associated with masculine. We'll talk more about this again in a different video. If you guys are interested, let me know. But that is, you know, that's how the dynamics work. And only when the feminine has a bit of masculine, the masculine has a bit of feminine, these, when they come together, you form like a full circle. And that is just how life works. It's not like, I'm not the one to blame, I'm not making these things up. And yeah, I really hope this video makes sense. If you are in the initial dating phases, please make sure that you apply all these three things I have mentioned, and trust me, it will change your dating game like anything, and you will end up meeting the right guy, because that is all I want for you. All right, so I really hope you guys enjoy this video. See you soon, and please make sure that you subscribe and like this video, and subscribe to this channel and like this video. I'll see you really soon in my next one. Bye bye.